திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். ஊழியர்கோன் வெப்பொழித்த புகழியர்கோன் கடல் போற்றி, ஆழிமிசை கல்மிதப்பில் அணைந்த பிரான் அடி போற்றி, வாழி திரு நாவலூர் வன் தொண்டர் பதம் போற்றி, ஊழிமலி திருவாத ஊரர் திருத்தாள் போற்றி. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். So today we are going to be discussing sambandar thevaram in Tirumurai 1, padhigam 116, which is a very famous padhigam, which is a very popular padhigam, which is a very powerful padhigam. And this is a padhigam that I recommend people recite every day. And this is a padhigam that I recite every day. So this is called avvinaikku ivvinai. That's the starting phrase of this padhigam. And before we go into the padhigam, I will give you a brief background as to when this padhigam was sung. So when Sambandar was maybe 7 or 8 years old, he went on a temple tour along with his entourage. So we know that Sambandar's hometown was Sirgari, which is about 20 kilometers south of Chidambaram. From there he went on a pilgrim tour, visiting various places along the Kaveri river. So he he went along the river westwards, because as you know, in Tamil Nadu, the Kaveri flows from north to south near the western part of the state, and then it turns eastward and flows west-east in the middle of the Tamil Nadu. So he went all the way west, and he came to a place called Tiruchengodu. And Tiruchengodu is a place near Erode. So those of you who have been traveled by train from Madras to Kerala, the train from Madras to Kerala typically goes via the western edge of the Tamil Nadu state towards Coimbatore. So as you go from Madras to Coimbatore, about 100 kilometers from Coimbatore is the place called Erode. And this Tiruchengodu is about 15-20 kilometers from Erode. It is a big hill, and to climb up the hill you have to climb about 1,000 steps or something like that. Now of course the road is made, so one can go in the car, it's a car or a bus to the top of the hill. So when Sambandar and his entourage came to this place, Tiruchengodu, they stayed there for some time, because in those days when they go on pilgrim tours, pilgrimages, they just in today's world, when people go on pilgrimages, pilgrim tours, what they do is that they go see a temple at 8 o'clock in the morning, some temple, and then they get into the bus or a car, and then 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock they are in another temple 10 kilometers away, and afternoon they are in another temple which is 40-50 kilometers away, so on and so forth. But in the olden days, when they did this kind of kshetradanam, the pilgrimage tours, they would go stay in a place for a few days at least. They will set up camp, they will stay there for a few days, worship there, and then afterwards they will move to the next temple, which may be another 5 kilometers away, 10 kilometers away, whatever may be the situation. So that's how they used to do. And in the context of Tiruchengodu, they made it like a base camp. They stayed in Tiruchengodu for some time, and then they went to visit other temples which are about 10-15 kilometers away. They went to a place called Bhavani, and so they went to other places around that, and then returned back to Tiruchengodu after some time, maybe after a few weeks. They came back to Tiruchengodu, and when they were in Tiruchengodu, the season had changed. You know that in southeastern India, in Andhra and Tamil Nadu region, the rainy season is October-November time frame is when it rains a lot, and after that we can say December is sort of the winter. There's not much of a winter in South India, but technically there is winter in South India. So that season, the winter season had come in, and a lot of people in his entourage, right? When Sambandar goes, there will be a lot of people, whether it is 50, whether it is 100, I don't know, but you can imagine. A great leader goes on a tour and a lot of followers are there, so they are all there with him. And then a lot of them had come down with fever and chills. That's what the pirāṇam description is, that they came down with fever and chills. We don't know exactly what illness they had, whether it is flu, whether it is typhoid, we don't know, but some kind of illness they had. So they were all suffering. Many people in the entourage were suffering, and some of them went to Sambandar and told him that we are all having this symptoms, this illness, so we are not able to worship properly, or we are not able to climb the hills or whatever. So Sambandar, when he heard this, he said that it is the nature of the region that in this season such illnesses are contracted by many people in this region. That is the nature of the thing. But still, such illnesses should not afflict true devotees of Shiva. And so we are all true devotees. That illness should not affect us. So he sang this padhigam, and in this padhigam, in every verse, he reaffirms that we are all true devotees of Shiva. So these kind of things that are the result of our past karma should not touch us. And this is, I state this in the name of Shiva. So that's how he sings this padhigam. And as soon as he completed this padhigam, all the devotees in his entourage who had that fever were immediately cured. And pirāṇam states that not only his entourage was cured of this particular illness, but the whole city, whole neighborhood, region was cured of that disease that day. So that's how he says that in pirāṇam. So this is a very, very extraordinarily powerful padhigam, and this is something that we should recite every day. What had happened is that when, I think I may have mentioned in the beginning of our discussion series, that after the period of Sambandar and Tirunāla-kaṇḍam and Sundarar and all their times, few centuries had passed by, and then later on a Chola king, believed to be Rajaraja Cholan, who was trying to recover these things, and with the help of Nambi, he was able to identify that with Nambi's help, that these manuscripts were stored in a room in Chidambaram temple. So they went and recovered this palm leaf manuscripts, and a lot of manuscripts had been destroyed by termites. So many padhigams have been lost, and in some padhigams some verses have been lost, and sometimes in some verses some lines have been lost, depending on how the damage was. So in this padhigam there should be 11 songs, but due to the reasons I explained, one song has been lost. So we have only 10 songs available for us in this padhigam. So that is the background of this padhigam. Before we go into the padhigam, do you have any questions or comments? Okay, if not, do you have? Okay, if there is no question, we will go to the padhigam, and maybe Ramakrishna, you can repeat after me in the beginning, and then Rama can say it at the end. Avviṇaikku ivviṇai ஆம் என்று sollum sollum ahudu-aṟivīr uyviṉai nāḍādu iruppadum undamakku ūணam aṇḍrē kai-viṉai seydu pirāṉ kaḻal pōṭrudum நாம் aḍiyōm sey-viணai vandu emait tīṇḍap peṛā tiru-nīla-kaṇḍam. So in this padhigam, every song will end with the signature line tiru-nīla-kaṇḍam. So tiru-nīla-kaṇḍam means the blue throat of Shiva, the holy dark throat of Shiva. That is tiru-nīla-kaṇḍam. Kaṇḍam is a Sanskritam word, but in Tamil it comes as Kaṇḍam because of the Tamil pronunciation conventions. So in every song, sambandar states that the karma will not touch us. I state this in the name of the holy dark throat of Shiva. So that is a very high and powerful way of saying something. So now we will go into the word meanings. Before I go into the word meanings, I will tell you the gist of the song and then we will go into that. So Viṇai is the word. Avvinaikku ivvinai என்று சொல்லும் ahudu-aṟivīr. He is addressing the entourage. He is saying that we all know that whatever we are experiencing now is the result of our past karma. But if we don't seek a way out of suffering this past karma's effects, it will be a fault on us. We are all devotees. So let us worship Shiva, and with Shiva's grace, the past karma will be destroyed. I state this in the name of his dark throat. That's how he is opening the padhigam. So what he is saying is that if you worship Shiva, the karma will not touch us. And I guarantee this. That's how he is saying. So if you look at the words, the word that will come many times in this is Viṇai. We have talked about it in the previous discussions. Viṇai means karma. So Viṇai has several meanings. That basic meaning is an act or an action or a deed. Whatever we do, whatever one does, that is called Viṇai. And because of that, the result of that action is karma. Right? The Sanskritam also, it is the same kind of word. Karma means action. And the result of that karma is, accumulated karma is what we experience in later times, in later this life or next lives. So we know that the typical thing what we have to say is that whatever good or bad we experience, we shouldn't be blaming others for that, because whatever we experience is the result of our past karma. If we did good karma, good things will come to us. If we did bad karma, bad things will come to us. And like everybody, we have done some good things, some bad things. So we experience a mixture of these two. What sequence they come, when they come, we don't know. Only he knows. So in the opening statement, he says, avvinaikku ivvinai eṇḍru sollum ahudu-aṟivīr. Aṟivīr is the last word. That means you all know. That's he is telling the devotees. You all know. And what is he saying? Avvinaikku. For that karma. Viṇai is karma. Avvinaikku means for that karma. Ivvinai. This karma or this result. Eṇḍru sollum ahudu-aṟivīr. Sollum means they state. Right? So we all know, we have all heard the saying that what we experience now is the result of our past karma. You all know this. That's the meaning of the first line. Avvinaikku ivvinai. This result is the result, this whatever we are experiencing now is the result of our past karma. You all know this statement. Ahudu means adu, that. next is rhetorically asking them a question. Uyviṉai nāḍādu iruppadum undamakku ūṇam aṇḍrē. Uyviṉai, uyvu means release, freedom. So the liberation is called uyvu. Uyviṉai, in this sense, here the word viṇai is not viṇai, right? Uyvu, that form of that word with a vibhakti comes uyviṇai. So you have to seek liberation from it. Uyviṇai nāḍādu iruppadum. Nādudal means to seek. Nādādu means not seeking. Uyviṇai nāḍādu iruppadum. If you don't seek liberation from this, undamakku ūṇam aṇḍrē. Ūṇam means fault. So is that not a fault of ours? Right? Is that not a fault of yours? Right? You all know that what we experience is the result of past karma, and you should seek liberation from getting affected by the past karma. And if you don't seek such liberation, is that not a fault? Is that not your fault? He puts it rhetorically that way. Ūṇam means blemish or a fault. aṇḍrē means is it not? Then third line, he gives the solution. What we have to do. Kai-viṇai seydu pirāṉ kaḻal pōṭrudum. aḍiyōm. Aḍiyōm means devotees. aḍiyōm means we are all devotees. So what should we do as a devotee? Kai-viṇai seydu pirāṉ kaḻal pōṭrudum. Means kai-viṇai. Viṇai is action here. Kai-viṇai, kai is hand. So kai-viṇai here means doing action by hand in the service of the Lord. So whether it is worshipping with folded hands, whether it is cleaning the temple, like sweeping the temple, washing the floors, or doing other kainkariya like plucking the flowers from the garden, making garlands. Do whatever service we can do with our body. That's what it means, kai-viṇai. So let us worship him with our actions of our hand. That's what it literally means. Let us do kainkaryam. Kai-viṇai seydu pirāṉ, our Lord. Pirāṉ is Lord, Swami. pirāṉ, our Lord. Kaḻal pōṭrudum. Kaḻal is holy feet. I think I have described it in the previous discussion. Kaḻal is the mark of valor that men wear on their ankles. Just like women wear anklets, the men wear an anklet, symbol of valor, their bravery and their victory and all that. So that is called kaḻal. And because the kaḻal is worn on the anklets, by association, the word kaḻal represents the feet. So, kai-viṇai seydu pirāṉ kaḻal pōṭrudum. Let us do kainkaryam and worship the holy feet of our Lord. aḍiyōm, we are all devotees. And if we do this, then what is the result? That's what he's saying in the fourth line. Sey-viṇai vandu emait tīṇḍap peṛā. The sey-viṇai means, viṇai is karma. Sey-viṇai means the karma that we have done in the past. Sey-viṇai. So all the karma that you have done in the past, vandu emait tīṇḍap peṛā. They will not come. Vandu means coming. Emai means us. Tīṇḍap peṛā. Tīṇḍudal means to touch, to come into contact. So tīṇḍap peṛā means they won't come into contact. They won't touch us. So if we do all this, if we worship our Lord with doing whatever kainkaryam we can do, our past karma, whatever we have done in the past, that karma will not come anywhere near us to touch us. They will not touch us. And I tell you this in the name of our Lord's dark throat. That's what he finishes his line. Tiru-nīla-kaṇḍam. Tiru is holy. Nīla-kaṇḍam is dark throat of Shiva. So I promise this, or I am declaring this in the name of dark throat of Shiva, that if we do whatever service we can do to our Lord as devotees, our past karma will not come to touch us. I guarantee you this. That's what he says. This is in essence the basic meaning of the first song. So if you have any questions, comments, discussions, we can do. Okay. No questions? Okay. In which case, Rama, can you repeat the whole verse? Aḥdu-aṟivīr. sey-viṉai vandu emait tīṇḍap peṛā tiru-nīla-kaṇḍam. Yeah, good. So we will cover several songs today, and towards the end of the session I will play the padhigam. Is it okay, or do you want to play the song after each verse? Okay, good. Okay, we will do it that way. The second one, again, maybe Murthy, you can repeat the first verse initially. kai-viṇai kulam pala thottum kani manathal ivvinai எயில் மூன்று எரித்தீர் என்று இருபொழுதும் பூவினை கொய்து மலரடி pōṭrudum நாம் அடியோம் தீவினை வந்து emait tīṇḍap peṛā tiru-nīla-kaṇḍam. So, in this verse, again, what he is saying, same theme, different aspects. So he says that first verse he said that we should do service with our hand. And here he is expanding on that thought. So he says that we should maintain gardens, we should dig tanks. Basically, these are all services that we can do, and with a soft, melting heart, worship him, singing his various praises, and we are all devotees. And if we do all this, the karma will not come and touch us. I guarantee you this. That is the gist of the second song. Now we will look at the words and their meanings. Because once we know the word meanings, when we say the verse, we will be able to recollect all these things. Ka-viṇai. Ka means a garden or a grove. So you know that in the temples, around the temples we will have prakarams, and in the outer prakarams you can maintain, and you will see that there will be trees, there will be flowering plants. Similarly, he is saying that let us maintain gardens. Ka-viṇai means let us maintain gardens so that we can get a lot of flowers that we can use for worship of Shiva. So Ka means garden, Ka-viṇai means maintaining gardens. Kulam pala thottum. Kulam means tank. You know that in India, when you go to any temple, outside the temple there will be one or two, several tanks. At least one tank. There may be sometimes 2 or 3 tanks depending on the temple. We had seen that, for example, when we discussed the padhigam, 2.48, Kangaatu Nudalanum. In that padhigam, we discussed that Thiruvangaadu temple has 3 big tanks. That's one example. So every temple will have a tank. Some will be small, some will be big, and some temples will have several tanks. So what he is saying is that let us dig wells. Kulam pala tottum. Pala means many. Tottu, here kulam pala tottu means let us dig many tanks. That means, the temple tanks over a period of time will get filled up with dirt and other things. So periodically they have to maintain these tanks to remove the dirt from the tank so that they don't get filled up. So that, we can have a good water, lot of water in the tank. So the tanks are used again for Shiva's worship. How? Typically when you go to a temple, they say that the tank outside the temple is tirtham. So you have to take a bath in that tank and then change to dry clothes and then go and worship that Shiva in the temple. That used to be the way in which it was done. Again, in modern times, people don't have time to do all this, and people are in a hurry. So we just go and maybe at best we take a few drops of the water from the tank and sprinkle on our heads and go in. But the tank outside the temple is used by the devotees, as well as the water from the temple tank is used for Shiva's Abhishekam. So maintaining those tanks is considered good service. That's what he is saying. Kulam bala tottum, digging many tanks. And then these are all physical activities. Kai-viṇai is raising gardens. That is a physical activity. And then kulam bala tottum, digging tanks. That is again a physical activity. So these are all things that are done by the body. Then he is talking of what we should do with our mind. Kani manattal. Manam is mind. Kani manam means kaninda manam. Kaninda manam means heart which is very ripe or soft. Typically figuratively speaking, the heart is said to be hard heart if you don't have any soft nature in that, right? You don't have devotion, you don't have pity, you don't have those kind of mercy, you don't have any of those kind of emotions. Then that is supposed to be said as a stone heart, hard heart. In English, I think they call it cold heart. And when that heart is full of love, full of affection, full of devotion, that's supposed to be soft. So that is why they say that you should have a soft heart. So kaninda manas, kanidal means to become ripe, to become soft. Anything, we know that, again, these are all natural things, right? Any unripe fruit is hard, any ripe fruit is soft. Whether it is mango, whether it is banana, you know it, right? So when it is not ripe, it is hard. When it is ripe, it is soft. So the heart becoming soft, becoming filled with devotion and other good emotions is called kanida. So kaninda manasa means soft heart, the melting heart here. So with a soft heart, we have to worship Shiva. And how we should worship? With a soft heart, we should sing his praises. So that is when we worship, we have 3 things, right? Manas, Vak and Kaya. So with the mind, with speech and with body, with all 3, we should worship. So in the first line, Kai-viṇai kulam bala tottum is talking about the service that we can do with using our body. Kani manattal means here the mind comes in play with a soft heart, with a heart full of devotion. We have to sing his praises. So ivvinai eilmundru erittir endru. So he is talking about one of the Shiva's glorious actions. This is the Tripura Samharam. Eil means fort. Mundru is 3. Erittir means you burnt. So you burnt the 3 forts. How? Avvinai. A means arrow. Viṇai means action. So avvinai means with an action of an arrow, meaning you shot an arrow. You shot an arrow and burnt the three forts. Ivvinai eil-3 erittir. So you are worshipping Shiva. When you worship Shiva, we should sing his praises and we are to address him directly. That's what he's saying, right? Erittir is somebody is telling someone else directly. If I tell you something, I say, you did this, right? Like that, we should go in front of Shiva and say, oh Shiva, you burned the three forts by shooting an arrow. That's how we have to communicate or converse with Shiva. That's what he's saying. Ivvinai eil-3 erittir. Eṇḍru, saying thus, iruppadum, both times. When he says two times, right? Iruppadum means time. Iru means two. So iruppadum means on both times. What are the both times? It can be day and night. It could be morning and evening. So basically it's a day and night is the easiest or best approach. So day and night, iruppadum, both times. Pūvinai koidu. Pū is flower. Koidu means plucking. Pūvinai koidu means let us pluck flowers and malaradi pōṭrudum and worship the lotus feet. Malar adi means malar is lotus here. Pū. Malar is also pū, but here it means flower like feet. Malar adi. And flower like feet is lotus like feet is how we have to interpret that. Pōṭrudum means let us worship. Let us praise. Nam aḍiyōm. We are all devotees. So what is saying? We are all devotees. So let us, with our body, let us raise gardens. Let us dig wells and tanks. And with a soft heart, let us sing his praises. Ivvinai eil-3 erittir. So let us sing his praises on both times, at all times. That, O Lord, you shot an arrow and burned the three forts. You are such a merciful Lord, such a powerful Lord. And saying that, let us pluck the flowers from the gardens and worship his lotus feet. So this is what he is saying. We have to do with mind, speech and body. With all three, we have to worship the Lord at all times, day and night. If we do that, we are devotees, we should do that. And if we do that, tīṇḍap vandu emait tīṇḍap peṛā. tīṇḍap means papam. Viṇai is karma. So the Viṇai, karma has two parts, right? One is a good karma, other is a bad karma. So tīṇḍap, when good karma's result comes, nobody complains, right? If you are going and on a whim we buy a lottery ticket for $1 and then we get $1 million prize, will anybody complain? Because it's a result of a good karma that comes to us. We are happy. If you are going if you get a promotion at work and we get a raise, we are all happy. So if you are good karma's result is enjoyments, good things that come to us. So nobody complains about getting good things. We complain about when we get bad things. So that is a result of the bad karma. So he is saying, tīṇḍap, bad karma, vandu emait tīṇḍap peṛā. The bad karma will not come and touch us. Tiru-nīla-kaṇḍam. I said this in the name of the dark throat of our Lord. So that is the second verse. Any questions, comments? We can discuss. Okay. If not, maybe Rama, you can repeat the whole verse. Very good. Nice. Now we are moving on to the third verse. And Ramakrishna, I would like you to repeat. Mulaitadam மூழ்கிய போகங்களும் மற்று எவையும் எல்லாம் விலைத்தலையாவணம் கொண்டு எமை ஆண்ட விரிசடையீர் இலைத்தலை சூலமும் தண்டும் மழுவும் இவை உடையீர் சிலைத்து எமை தீவினை tīṇḍap பெறா tiru-nīla-kaṇḍam. Good. So what you will find is that in the third song is describing again. Every song you will find that the last line will reaffirm the statement that ivviṇai tīṇḍap peṛā tiru-nīla-kaṇḍam. The bad karma will not touch us. I promise this on the name of Shiva's dark throat. That will come in every song. And in every song he is describing different attributes of Shiva and different aspects of how we should worship and different things that benefits we get. So his first line is talking of bogams. Even though I said pogam, it's a Sanskritam word with a Tamil pronunciation, but the Sanskritam word is bogam. Bogam means enjoyments, all the enjoyments that we get. There are two words that are commonly used, Yogam and Bogum. Yogam is getting the good things, and the Bogam is enjoying the good things. Often we may not realize that there is a difference between Yogam and Bogam, but there is. Sometimes we may not, we may be, there are, we have seen, right, a lot of very rich people. They have all the money that they need and they can buy anything they want. But they are not in a position to enjoy them because their body doesn't cooperate with that, right? Sometimes their body is weak, so they cannot do something. They have some conditions because of which they cannot enjoy, As we grow older, many of us experience these things. We have the money. We can eat cake and rasagulla and gulab jamun every day. But many people have diabetes, so they cannot even dream of eating those things. As an example. So the yogam is one thing, bogam is another thing. And sometimes we don't get to enjoy them. But in the youth, we are able to enjoy everything. Because typically, in our young age, we have no problem. Whatever we enjoy, we can enjoy. So what he is saying is, these bogams, right? When we have these bogams, our mind will get distracted. Right? When you are enjoying life, people don't have time to pray. When you are enjoying life, people don't have time to study the scriptures. So because that's a natural thing. So the bogams will distract us. So that is what he is describing in these things and saying that Shiva, you, with your grace, you have helped us to be not distracted by these bogams, and you have all these, sollum and parasu and all those ahudu-aṟivīrs that you have, all the weapons that you are holding in your hands, and we worship you, we are your devotees. If you do that, then the bad karma will not touch us. So he is again continuing the same approach. In the first two songs, he says aḍiyōm. In this third song, he doesn't say aḍiyōm because it is implicit. We have to assume certain things from the first two songs as we interpret the third, fourth, and fifth songs, etc. So he is telling the devotees, we are devotees, let us worship Shiva, praising him variously, and if we do that, the bad karma will not touch us. That is the gist of this third verse. we will look at the word meanings. Mulai-tadam. Mulai means breast. So this is talking about the humans. We get, the sexual pleasures distract us a lot. So he is talking about that. Mulai-tadam mulgiya bogangalum. All the bogas that we enjoy, all the enjoyments, physical enjoyments that we enjoy, such as sexual pleasure and so on and so forth. Matru evayum ellam, and all other such things. All the other bogas, all the other enjoyments, physical pleasures that we seek with our body. And all those things could distract us from the path of dharma, could distract us from the path of worship. And he is saying, O Lord, you have helped us, you have protected us from getting distracted by all those things. Vilaitthalayavanam kondu means this can be interpreted in two ways. Vilaithu alayavanam kondu, that is one way of interpreting it. Another way of interpreting is vilaithalai avanam kondu. So avanam means deed. Vilai means price. Right? So you have bought us off from the being slaves of these bogas. Right? We are slaves of these pleasures. And if you are a slave, how do you redeem a slave? You pay off and you buy the slave. Right? And that's what he's saying. We are enslaved by these bogums, and you have paid a price and redeemed us from the clutches of these bogums. Basically, you have made us your slave. You have bought us from being slaves of these bogums, and you have made us your slave. Vilaithalai avanam kondu emai āṇḍrē, you are ruling us. You are our master. Emai āṇḍrē viri sadayīr. Sadai is jata. Viri sadai means the virinda sadai, means spread out jata. So Shiva's jata will be described with different adjectives. The curly jata, it will be saying spread out jata, and hanging jata, and so on and so forth. So here is saying the spread out jata. So the one who has with the spread out matted locks, who are Lord with spread out matted locks, you have made us your slave, and you have redeemed us from being slaves of all these bogums, all these physical pleasures. And the third line, he says, Ilaithalai chulamum, tandum, mazhuvum, ivai-uḍaivīr. This is describing the various weapons that Shiva is holding in his hands. Ilaithalai chulam, shulayudam we know, trishulam. So the trishulam is described as Ilaithalai chulam here. Ilai means leaf, talai means tip or the top, shulam is shulam, the trident. So you are holding a trident that has 3 leaf-shaped tips. That's what it means. Ilaithalai chulamum, tandum. Tandu is another weapon, which is typically, you can say that it is like a mace or a club. In the olden days, there are different weapons, right? Sword, club, mace, battle axe, trident, spear, so on and so forth. So whatever Shiva is holding is describing. Ilaithalai chulamum, tandum. Tandu is club. Mazhu is the battle axe or the parasu. So you are having the trishulam, you are having the club, you are having the battle axe. All these things, all these weapons you are holding in your hand. And why is Shiva holding all these weapons in his hand? If you look at Indian divine iconography, all the gods, right? Whether it is Subramanian, whether it is Durga, whether it is Shiva, they all have weapons in their hands. And that is to show that they will destroy the evil and protect the good. So, you are having all these things, and we are your devotees. So, using those things, you have to protect us from the evil, and that is the bad karma of our past. So, silaithu emait tīṇḍap peṛā. Silaithu means making a roaring sound. So the bad karma of our past will not come roaring and touch us. Meaning, you will destroy all those bad karma. So we will be free of that karma. And I say this in the name of dark throat of Shiva. So that is the direct meaning of the third verse. Any questions, comments? We can do. Okay, if not, maybe Rama, you can repeat the whole verse. Very good, very good. So, with this verse, we will conclude today's discussion, and then we will listen to the padhigam sung by the Oduvar. But before we go to that, any comments or anything else that you want to say before you go listen to the Oduvar singing? Okay, if not, yeah, go ahead. Okay, if not, yeah, we will listen to the Oduvar singing. Correct. Exactly. So, very rightly said. In the many other padhigams, sambandar will describe the surroundings, he will describe the sthala purāṇam, he will describe natural beauty, he will describe a lot of things. And he will describe the people. Here, it is focused only on the karma and the effect of the bad karma and what we have to do to get rid of the bad karma. And even though this was sung in the Tiruchengodu place, in this padhigam, the place name is not mentioned at all, where he sang this padhigam. So even though this was sung, we know that this was sung in Tiruchengodu, it is not considered as a padhigam of Tiruchengodu. It is considered a common padhigam or a general common padhigam. Means this applies to all sthalams. It was not specific to a sthalam. So that is correct. So those are the two things that we rightly pointed out. Yeah. Okay. I will play the padhigam now.
திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். திருஞான சம்பந்தப் பெருமான் அருளிச் செய்த திருக்கடைக்காப்பு பொதுப்பதிகம் திரு-நீல-காண்த திருப்பதிகம் பண் வியாழக்குறிஞ்சி. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். அவ்வினைக்கு இவ்வினையாம் என்று சொல்லும் அகுதறிவீர். அவ்வினைக்கு இவ்வினையாம் என்று சொல்லும் அகுதறிவீர். உய்வினை நாடாது இருப்பதும் உய்வினை நாடாது இருப்பதும் உண்டமக்கு. உய்வினை நாடாது இருப்பதும் உண்டமக்கு ஊனமன்றே. உய்வினை நாடாது இருப்பதும் உண்டமக்கு ஊனமன்றே. கைவினை செய்து கைவினை செய்து பிரான் கழல் போற்றுதோ நாமடியோ. கைவினை செய்து பிரான் கழல் போற்றுதோ நாமடியோ. செய்வினை வந்து tīru-nīla-kaṇḍam sey-viணai vandu emait tīṇḍap peṛā tiru-nīla-kaṇḍam காவினை இட்டும் குளம்பல கொட்டும் கனிமனத்தால் ஏவினையால் எயில் மூன்று எரித்தீர் என்று இரு பொழுதும் பூவினை கொய்து மலரடி போற்றுதும் நாமடியோம் தீவினை வந்து ஏமை tīṇḍap peṛā தீவினை வந்து ஏமை tīṇḍap peṛā தீவினை வந்து ஏமை tīṇḍap peṛā tiru-nīla-kaṇḍam தீவினை வந்து ஏமை tīṇḍap peṛā tiru-nīla-kaṇḍam முலைத்தடம் மூழ்கிய போகங்களும் மற்ற எவையும் எல்லாம் விலைத்தலை ஆவணம் கொண்டு எமையாண்ட பிரிசடை இலைத்தலை சூலமும் தண்டும் மழுவும் இவையுடையீர் சிலைத்தமை தீவினை சிலைத்தமை தீவினை tīṇḍap peṛā tiru-nīla-kaṇḍam விண்ணுலகு ஆள்கின்ற விச்சாதரர்களும் வேதியரும் புண்ணியர் என்று இருபோதும் தொழப்படும் புண்ணியரே கண் இமையாதன மூன்று உடையீர் கழல் அடைந்தோம் திண்ணிய தீவினை tīṇḍap peṛā tiru-nīla-kaṇḍam மற்ற இணையில்லா மலை திரண்டன்னதின் தோளுடை கிற்றமை ஆட்கொண்டு கேளாது ஒழிவதும் தன்மை கொல்லோ சொற்றுணை வாழ்க்கை துறந்தும் திருவடியே அடைந்தோம் செற்றமை தீவினை tīṇḍap peṛā tiru-nīla-kaṇḍam மறக்கும் மனத்தினை மாற்றி எம் ஆவியை பிறப்புறுத்தி பிறப்பில் பெருமான் திருந்தடிக்கீழ் பிழையாத வண்ணம் பறித்த மலர் கொடு வந்து உமையேத்தும் பணியடியோம் சிறப்பிலி தீவினை தீண்டப் பெறா திரு-நீல-காணḍம் கருவை கழித்திட்டு வாழ்க்கை கடிந்துவும் கழலடிக்கே உருகி மலரு கொடு வந்து உமையேத்துதும் நாமடியோம் செருவில் அரக்கனைச் சீரில் அடர்த்து அருள் செய்தவரே திருவிலி தேவினை தீண்டப் பெறா திரு-நீல-காணḍம் நாற்றமலர் மீசை நான் முகன் நாரணல் பாது செய்து தோற்றம் உடைய அடியும் முடியும் தொடர்வரி தோற்றினும் தோற்றும் தொழுது வணங்குதும் நாமடியோ சிற்றமதாமினை தீண்டப் பெறா திரு-நீல-காணḍம் சாக்கியப்பட்டும் சமன் உருவாகி உடையொழிந்தும் வாக்கியம் இன்றி இருதலை போகவும் பற்றும் விட்டார் பூக்கமிழ் கொன்றை புரிசடையீரடி போற்றுகின்றோம் தீக்குழி தீவினை தீக்குழி தீவினை தீண்டப் பெறா தீக்குழி தீவினை தீண்டப் பெறா திரு-நீல-காணḍம் பிறந்த பிறவியில் பேணியம் செல்வல் கழல் அடைவான் இறந்த பிறவி உண்டாகில் இறந்த பிறவி உண்டாகில் இமயவர் கோனடிகள் திறம்பயில் ஞான சம்பந்தன செந்தமிழ் பத்தும் வல்லார் நிறைந்த உலகினில் வானவர் போனோடும் கூடுவரே நிறைந்த உலகினில் வானவர் போனோடும் கூடுவரே
Yeah, I decided to play the whole padhigam so that you can get the full benefit. Yeah, even though we covered only 3 verses this in today's session. Yeah, so with that we can conclude today, and unless you have any other points to discuss, otherwise we will end here. Tiruchitrambalam.